Hi, this is Lori Reed. Today I'm going to be setting up my self journal from Best Self Company. Today I'm going to be focusing on filling out the first goal. I hope you enjoy watching this video and following along. If you're also using a Best Self Journal, let me know in the comments below what your goal is for this 13 weeks. One of the first things that people tend to do is jump right to the goals section. And the challenge with that is trying to narrow down 3 goals because there's 3 pages for goals. And I know I've been thinking a lot about my goals this past week in anticipation of filling this out. And I know I have one that I'm set on, which is weight loss related. The others I'm undecided. But if you go back to the bucket list and fill this page out of what are the things that you want to do, the experiences you want to have, think about what your ideal life would look like, and then fill out the benchmark of where you are in all of these areas, and then it helps to make the goals become more clear to you. Because it's so personal, I'll do the benchmark later, but for now, I'm going to just start listing some bucket list things that I want to do. So now that I've thought about what my life looks like and what I want it to look like, it's time to set my first goal. When you're setting a goal, you want to make sure that it is a SMART goal. So that's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So we'll test all of my goals for that. I've thought a lot about this. I know that it's going to be a weight loss goal, but the question is how much weight is reasonable to try to lose in 13 weeks? If it were any other time, I may have a goal of 20 pounds and feel that that is totally achievable for myself. But given that I'm still recovering from a foot surgery and I'm not able to do much exercise at all, I'm just gonna really set this low and say 10 pounds. So my goal is by April 18th, which is the end of this 13 weeks, lose 10 pounds. So let's check this for, is it a SMART goal? Is it specific? It's very specific. Is it measurable? I'll be able to measure it on my scale. Is it attainable? I think that it is. However, I'll be doing this mostly through diet alone and not exercise. Is it relevant? It's absolutely relevant to the things that the experiences that I listed that I wanted to have, which is why it's important to fill out the bucket list and benchmark section. And then is it time-based? And it is, because I have a date here of April 18th for my goal. And this is a health goal. And what's my motivation? For me, this is easy. I want to be healthier. But then I encourage you to dig a little deeper of why do you want to be healthier? Because you want to be able to look back at this when you're having a stressful time, when you feel like you want to give up or can't do it. This is what's going to be your motivation that gets you through the hard times. So I want to be healthier for my kids and set a good example for them. And then milestones are going to be something that's measurable. So there's 5 of them. So this will be pretty easy. So if I chunk this into smaller milestones of 2 pounds, 5 times, that's 10 pounds. And then what are the things that it's going to take me to meet these goals? What will I have to do? The number one thing is to keep a food diary or a food journal. And also for me, I'm going to need to measure my food because I'm not good at estimating whether something is a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, or a quarter cup of that creamer that I like in my tea. So I'm going to need to measure if I want this to happen. I'm also going to need to weigh myself. And for me personally, I will probably weigh myself every day because I know that my weight fluctuates a lot in a given week. It's easier for me if I weigh myself at the same time every day rather than just once a week and then see a huge jump and then maybe a jump back. I like to see smaller changes at a time. I don't like to wait a week. It's just part of my morning ritual to weigh myself, and it helps me remember what my focus is for the day, is that I'm going to be thinking about the activity that I'm doing and the food that I'm putting in my mouth. So some other actions that are going to help me, I want to start exercising back again, but with my foot surgery, it's been hard. I am going to need to look into exercise that I can do that's not on my feet. Research alternative exercise. That might be chair aerobics. That it might be, I don't know, just doing core abdominal work, or after my surgery, I lifted weights while in bed. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but that's something that I really need to pick back up. So another thing that is going to be important for me is to schedule exercise, because if I don't put it on some sort of calendar or planner, I never make time for it. I am going to need to stay within 1,700 calories a day. And I think ideally, if I'm not doing a whole lot of activity, it may even be closer to 1,500 or 1,200. But for now, I'm going to say 1,700 calories a day. I need to think about meal planning so that I'm planning ahead what I need to buy, so that there's always food in the house that I will eat. And so that when we do go shopping, we're not making impulsive buys. And then along with that, have a backup plan for stress. So what am I going to do when I get stressed or sick and I just want to eat a pint of ice cream? What I need to have some strategies in place to help me with what I'm going to do when that happens. So for accountability, what kind of accountability is in for my place? There's a few. I have my scale, which is an electronic scale that connects to my Apple Watch and to my FitnessPal. And so I can measure my progress there using the three of these tools together. I also have my health coach at the Y, who I can reach out to if I feel like I need support. And so that's it for my first 13-week goal. So by April 18th, I want to lose 10 more pounds. I want to be healthier for my kids and set a good example for them. I'm going to measure this in 2-pound milestones. And then to do this, I'm going to keep a food diary, measure my food, weigh myself daily, research alternative exercise while I'm recovering from my foot surgery, schedule exercise on my planner, stay within 1,700 calories a day, meal planning, and have a backup plan for the times when I feel stressed or sick. So this is the habit tracker. I'm going to fill this for January. This is a list of the things that I need to do every day to achieve my goal. And I'm going to start with weigh myself. Did I weigh myself? Did I enter and measure all of my food? Did I get some sort of activity done? whether that's going to be doing chair aerobics from a chair or core exercises on the floor. I'm going to need to do some type of activity since right now I can't walk. So I'm adding drink 2 liters of water because I feel like that is important for me and it helps me to lose weight. So I don't track a lot of habits and activities for myself. There's just a few basic things that I need to do in order to lose weight. And I just know this about myself because, like I said, this is my 3rd journal that I've used for weight loss. But something that I find really helpful, and my doctor also finds helpful, is at the bottom of my tracker, I put some of the symptoms that I want to track. So I used to get really frequent headaches, and it was a really big problem. And I started a new medication that completely has eliminated 99.9% of my headaches, and it's wonderful. So I am going to add that in here and just mark down any days that I have a headache just to keep track of it. There might be other things that I wanted to track, like do I have any joint pain? Do I have any swelling? But of course, recovering from my foot surgery, I have that every day. And knowing that, it would just be depressing for me to add that in. So really, this is the only thing that I need to track for this month. Next month, I may change my mind. And now we get into the weekly planner. So for this first week, I'm starting on a Monday, which is tomorrow, January 11th. And the reason I'm starting on a Monday rather than a Sunday is because I want my weeks to line up with the weeks on my Apple Watch, just because. So what are my weekly objectives this week? So if I know that my goal is to lose 10 pounds, these are the things that I need to do. What do I need to do this week to get ready for this or to even start this? I think one of the first things I need to do is clean out the kitchen and get rid of all the stuff in there that tempts me, like the kids' chips and cookies and things like that. I think I'm either gonna put them in like a box that they have access to. I basically need it out of sight for me. So I just need to organize my kitchen a little bit better so that I don't see the foods that my kids like that are really tempting for me. The other thing that I need to do is plan out some meals and go shopping for them. If I'm trying to put a meal together at the last minute, it's usually going to be something that's high calorie and not that great for any of us, really. So I need to set aside some time when I'm not hungry and plan out some meals and do some shopping. I'm going to contact my health coach at the Y and talk to her about what are some ways that I can try to get some kind of activity in. Losing the ability to walk and having to just really be in a chair all the time has really affected my mood, my metabolism, my energy levels. I never imagined that this minor toe surgery that I had back in September would go on this long, but it has, and that's the reality that I have right now. And so I need to start finding, instead of just sitting around kind of complaining about it and missing what I had, I need to start just thinking realistically about what can I do. I know I see my surgeon in 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll get an update then and maybe clearance to start doing some walking. Events and deadlines, I can't think of any outside of work that I have, and other tasks or errands, can't really think of any of those. And my weekly reflection I will do next weekend. So I'm going to put a bookmark here for my weekly planning and then skip ahead to my first daily page. which is here. And I'm going to put a ribbon here and date this for tomorrow. So tomorrow will be Monday, January 11th, 2021. And then tomorrow morning, I will start filling all this out. Oh yeah, I need to put a ribbon in where my habit tracker is. Great, so we have one ribbon on the habit tracker, another ribbon on the weekly planner, and then a ribbon on the daily spread for tomorrow. Now that we've filled out the journal, we're going to fill out the next part, which is my absolute favorite part of this whole system, and that's the 13-week roadmap. The roadmap is where you list all the days in the 13 weeks, week by week, and you can choose what milestone, what measurement you want to put in there. So I like to go ahead and fill these all out in advance and get it posted up on the wall. And then the things I measure are every day I put in my weight, how many calories I ate, and how much activity I had. So that's what I'll be filling out on my roadmap. And so I'm excited to get that done and get it up on the wall. If you're interested in trying the self journal, look for links below where you can click and get more information. That's it for setting up my journal. Thanks for watching.